From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. America. I am Keith Allen and proudly welcoming you into this Tuesday's edition of For the People on August the 29th, 2017. How the month flies when you are having fun. And Friday is almost upon us, and that is a beautiful thing. It's just been one of those weeks, and I'm kind of really looking forward to the weekend, which is a beautiful thing. Looking on to Houston, Texas, and to Texas, the floodwaters seem to still be an issue, and dams overflowing, and accusations are flying in the wake of the disaster. And who am I talking about? Joel Osteen. Have you ever seen Joel Osteen? He's got a series of books out. He happens to be one of the most popular evangelist pastors in America with his wife, Victoria. Well, anyway, the Osteens are being attacked. Their Lakewood church. And the reason they're being attacked, well, there's accusations that were sparked by a Facebook post. And it was put out first from Lakewood Church. And it was published on Sunday saying Lakewood Church is inaccessible due to severe flooding. Well, if you're from the area, and if you could survey the area, you would find the only way that you could possibly get to Lakewood Church would be to swim. So it's dangerous to get to the church. So unfortunately, Joel Osteen had to explain himself, and the church basically denying the accusations as Lakewood Church was closed to Harvey relief following the extreme flooding in Houston that has left thousands of people without shelter. So his response came after his church received wide criticism for apparently refusing to provide shelter for those affected by Hurricane Harvey. And who reported initially? USA Today. They used to actually be a better paper. I don't read it. News stories with headlines implying the church wouldn't be helping out were widely published. So, folks, blaming Joel Osteen for not helping out. Well, Joel has come on and said that they have maintenance workers there that have been instructed that if anybody came to the doors to let them in. So they've been there keeping watch of the church, and Joel has also said that his church would be very involved with distribution and helping out. And here is a response to all of this on their website from Lakewood Church. He says, "Dear Houstonans, Lakewood Church is inaccessible due to severe flooding. We want to help make sure you are safe. Please see the list below for safe shelters around our city, and please share this with those in need. The National Guard Rescue phone line, and so forth." And the Facebook basically republished this. And, of course, guess who runs this? ABC News decides they want to pick this up. Oh, yeah, liberal, no values. ABC decides to want to do this. And Victoria and I are praying for everyone affected by Hurricane Harvey. Please join us as we pray for the safety of our Texas friends and family. If the megachurch does indeed open its doors to Harvey evacuees, they could provide shelter of up to 16,000 or more people, given the size of the Lakewood Church. It's inaccessible, folks. Have you tried to swim there? Did you try to get there? No, you didn't. The church offered if they could get there, and nobody's been knocking on the doors, according to the maintenance workers. So far, not one person has tried to boat over there, swim over there, make it over there. So preposterous. the church is no stranger to helping relief victims. Back in 2005, Lakewood Church provided shelter to Hurricane Katrina victims. So I went back and I thought Lakewood did help, and they did Katrina victims. They opened up their church wide just because of safety concerns that it's inaccessible to get there. It's kind of a no-brainer. You can't drive there. You can't walk there. It's dangerous. Just bottom line. But this is the media for you folks that is against conservative values, evangelical Christian values. This doesn't surprise me. Not at all. And they can get in line with the guy that was charging $99 for the case of water. Same type of mindset, same type of scum that decides to cloud the money waters and all the great things that the Osteens have done for amazing evangelism and helping the poor, people that are hungry, job programs. Lakewood does amazing work. And I'm not even from Houston, but I know of the Osteens. I know of their work that they've done. And I'm very proud of the Osteens. And by the way, they're sitting in the dark in their house. They don't have a generator. You'd think they would, but they don't. A lot of their staff actually had to be rescued. They're not living high on the hog because they'd have generators, backup generators and all those things. Nope, they're in the dark just like most people in the Houston area are. Now, if you were lucky enough to have a generator, that's a beautiful thing. But I think this is very, very unfair treatment for a man of God that has given his life and his wife to. But you're always going to have critics. And he's answered and said, our doors are open. Nobody's come. Nobody's knocked on the door. I hope somebody from the media, from USA Today or ABC News, maybe they can go over there or they can knock on the door and see if that's true. Because they would be welcomed in. They want to swim. They want to wade through the waters, put some waders on, and see if that's not, the fact. No, it is the fact. And basically the thinking was if all shelters were full and to capacity and they needed the room, that they could ask the National Guard to boat people over there safely if they needed to, but they never said no. And by the way, FEMA never called. The mayor never called. Nobody asked if they would open up the church. It's just critics because they said that they were not having Sunday service because it was unsafe to travel. See, folks, it helps to get the facts. It's amazing where people hear one headline, one thing, and then they turn it into something that's absolutely not. That's why I tell people, do your due diligence. Find the truth. It's there, folks. It's somewhere there. But you cannot believe the lying media. No wonder Donald Trump is fighting with the mainstream media, the liberal lunacy media corporations. These were the same corporations, folks, remember, the same corporations that vehemently told you with all their pollsters and their experts that Donald Trump had no chance of winning whatsoever, that Hillary Clinton was already ready with her barges with fireworks, ready to have a big old shindig. But that didn't happen, did it? Any way that they can attack good folks, they will do it. It's they don't like conservatives. They don't like conservative values, and especially they don't want do-gooders, those that put Jesus first. They're not for it. You know why it is? I am convinced of that because it convicts them of the wrong that they do. That's what the cross does. It shames them for the wrong that they do. And you know what? So be it. Let them do it. Karma's, you know what. It'll happen. An ex-FEMA is warning a figurehead, Brown, basically, warning Donald Trump because, he's in Texas today surveying the damage and offering as much help from federal officials to do what they can do and make sure that everything is going as planned and see what the governor needs. But the best known and by far the most controversial former federal emergency chief warned President Trump to make sure that the national media understands everything you're doing in responding to Hurricane Harvey. He says failure to fully bring on board the media, and that means CNN and anyone who may hate Trump's guts, will result in big trouble for the president, even if he does everything right in disaster relief. Michael Brown, one-time Federal Emergency Management Administrator's chief, was telling Newsmax. Now a successful radio talk show host in suburban Denver, Brown is best remembered for his controversial oversight of disaster relief during Hurricane Katrina. Widely criticized in the press and removed from his relief duties by Homeland Security Secretary Michael Chertoff, Brown resigned from his office on September 12, 2005, 2 weeks after Katrina was declared an incident of national significance. So the guy that was relieved from his post, had egg all over his face, is giving Donald Trump media critique, telling Donald Trump what he must or must not do when he gets to Texas. Donald Trump's going to say whatever he wants to say. MSNBC, we played some audio for you yesterday, and let's just run that again just to remind you, and what they just did to Joel Osteen's church, just to remind you why Donald Trump will continue being Trump. Thank you very much.
What we have witnessed was a total eclipse of the facts. He's unhinged. It's embarrassing, and I don't mean for us, the media, because he went after us, but for the country.
At his most destructive, at his most self-destructive, the president willfully lying to a narrow band of his supporters.
He called out their lies, their propaganda, their agenda, and the fact that they are now just an arm of the radical leftist movement that is in this country.
Well, guess what? The media, largely speaking, when reporting on Texas anyways, has been reporting on what's been taking place. They're not spinning it. Maybe they'll say something that Donald Trump shouldn't be there, and they can't say that Greg Abbott doesn't want Trump there because, in fact, he asked him to come. He didn't ask him to stay. Trump actually consulted with him, according to White House officials, whether or not it would be a hindrance more than a help. And Greg Abbott said, no, please come. We'll make it work. I think it'll be a help. Texans need the reassurance. It's amazing. So this guy's got a microphone and does a liberal show, and people actually listen to him. It's got to be probably one of the lowest rated shows there in the Chicago market. But whatever. I guess everybody thinks that they can do a talk show. Everybody can get away with it. That's why Al Gore, when he was trying to actually put together, what, Air America? Yeah, that sunk. That was at an all-damn outlet for radio. It just doesn't work. It just goes to show you there's not enough people that are going to listen to the propaganda. They know it's a bunch of BS. It's amazing. Newsmax even propped him up. Now a successful radio talk show host in it's suburban Denver. Well, there's enough liberals there. That makes sense. That makes sense. So the smoke shops. Yeah, man, whatever you say, dude. Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, the Katrina guy. Yeah, okay. Former FEMA boss telling Trump what he has to do to the media, and just to love on them and take care of them, and don't make fun of them when he comes to Texas. Donald Trump, I don't think, is in that mood there to actually make fun of them, but if they need to be made fun of, I wonder if he heard about the Joel Osteen deal. I wonder if he was made aware of that. It'd be nice if he is, but it's a shame. People will capitalize and take advantage of that, and again, to try to tarnish the reputation of a church that actually helps so many people and is very community-oriented, and it just hurts. You know, I'm a Christian, and to see another brother and another church under attack for absolutely no reason upsets me. And whatever, Brown. He's just looking for talking points. He's looking for something to say. That's pretty reaching to think that you're some kind of... I could see if you were, let's see, you were fired from FEMA because you didn't do your job appropriately. You were